What it do, boys and girls? What it is? Welcome back. It is Friday. It is the last day of February. We are heading into March forward, which means March Madness is coming soon. So getting geeked up for that. Arnold Palmer Invitational is coming here to Orlando next weekend. Getting geeked up for that. Shout out to everybody who watches these videos. We get 100 views, we get 5 views. This shit is all over the place, but I hope that you guys are finding some sort of entertainment or information out of these, because I'm going to keep making them for you anyway, even if you're not. Quick recap yesterday. We went 2-4. It was a really tough 2-4 yesterday because I felt like the reads were good. I always feel like the reads are good. That's not the right way to say it, but I felt like we had some pretty good vibes going on with these picks yesterday, and they just didn't pan out. We were Denver team total over 120.5. I'm going to take that pick almost all the time, and it just didn't work out. And funny enough, it's available tonight, and I'm going to pass on it. Just kind of a little bit of shell shock. We'll give Denver a second to pump their brakes. They're playing the Pistons, one of the marquee games in the NBA tonight, which is crazy. Detroit's I think they've won 9 in a row. They're on a run. Denver is 10-1 in their last 11 games. I mean, how can you ask for much more? There is one more game that probably has a little bit more cachet than that, but we'll move on. Actually, some good games in the NBA tonight. Some really actual good games apart from betting. So Denver didn't cash for us. The Suns team total over 120.5. They were cruising there. I'm done betting the Suns. If I bet the Suns on here, just consider it a joke. Don't take it. Don't bet it. I'm wrong. Fade me on that. Take whatever I say and do the actual opposite. If I say the Suns are going to win by 5, they're going to lose by 12. That team is an absolute mess. I even live bet them yesterday in a 3-team parlay to win like $600. And of course the other 2 legs hit and Phoenix is winning. And then they just piss all over themselves in the fourth quarter against the Pelicans team. And they're in Phoenix. And it doesn't make any sense, man. That team they're auto fade for me right now. I don't want anything to do with them. Central Connecticut minus 12.5. Lemoyne sucks. Lemoyne is beating them by like 10 in the first half. Central Connecticut comes back. Of course they do. They storm back. They're playing for their conference regular season title. They fly past them, but never can get it high enough. They end up winning by 9. Portland State minus 1.5 in the first half. Easy cash. They won by 12. Jaden McDaniels under 18.5 points plus rebounds. That guy keeps scoring 15 points and getting no assists. So as long as that number doesn't come down to like 17 or 16, I'm going to keep taking it. I don't care who it's against. That guy, that's just what he does. He's going to stand in the corner, make threes, and not share the ball. And then last but not least, Franz Wagner. If you saw the Steph Curry explosion, you understand why there weren't a lot of rebounds for him to grab. And then secondly, he was not aggressive. I took his over 25 points. He easily cashed that. But he was not in the mood to grab any rebounds yesterday. And of course, the next game he plays, he will grab 20. So that's our quick recap. 2-4 yesterday. Let's move on. It's Friday. I'm getting ready for a big weekend here. It is March tomorrow. March Madness is right around the corner, obviously. So let's roll. I have 8 picks I like, but I'm going to give out 6 of them tonight. I'll put some more on Twitter. And then there's tons of props out there with all these NBA games. There's just so many. I do a lot of parlays with like people making 3-pointers and alt spreads and stuff like that. So if you guys if you watch the video, comment under the video. Tell me if you would like to do something like that, where you would like a video that's just prop based or just alt prop based, something like that. That's going to try to pay out you do like a $10 bet that wins, $600, just something crazy. Because a lot of these are really gettable props, but you got to pile them together correctly. But let's move on to tonight. First pick we're going to go to is going to be the hardwood in college basketball. We are going to go to Kent State and Akron. Akron's a team we've used a ton of times on the channel. The last time they weren't very kind to us, but tonight I just expect them to do what they do and score a ton of points. The over-under is set at 155.5 for a reason. They're playing Kent State. These teams are going to run. Kent State cannot defend the 3. Akron just wants to shoot threes. Akron cannot defend me, you, and 3 of your friends. So I expect both of the teams, I don't care who wins the game, I expect both of these teams to be pouring in buckets, the game to be played into the 80s, and we're going to sail over that total. So that one I love. Second one, we're going to go to the MEAC. The MEAC is a really competitive conference up in the Northeast that I like to watch a lot. I really love Quinnipiac. If you've watched any of my videos before, I've mentioned them. I've picked them before. They're in first place, but Marist is right behind them, a game back. And Marist is taking on Sacred Heart tonight. Sacred Heart's been a pretty decent team, but Marist has won 4 out of 5. They're in second place. They need this win to keep up with Quinnipiac for the regular season title. And they're on a short number. I believe it's 1. But I'm going to just take Marist on the money line. I think it's sitting at minus 120 as I'm looking at it right now. Just title chase, man. These teams, that's what they're playing for right now. These teams are not going to get an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. They have to win their conference tournament. So only one of them can win their conference tournament, but that doesn't mean a conference regular season title doesn't mean anything to them. That's how they get their seeding. That's where they determine where these games are played at. And in small conferences like that, that means you get home games. So these teams care a lot. So don't get that confused. I know it's not the greatest brand of basketball, but you get a good fix on these kids. You understand exactly how they're playing, and Marist is a good team. So we're going to take them on the money line. Then we're going to move to the NBA. Sorry, Josh, ahead of time. I've won almost every bet that I've made that has to do anything with the Knicks and not winning. And I say that in the kindest way. I don't mean the whole game. Usually it's a first quarter bet or a first half bet or a team total over or something with the Knicks or their opponent, just because I don't think the Knicks particularly play good defense most of the time. They're 26th in defensive efficiency since the beginning of the year. Since January, not since the beginning of the season. But yeah, they've just been on a slide, and Memphis just scored 149 points against Phoenix. The Knicks are better than Phoenix. But the Grizz at home, -4, that number is just too short for me. It should be 7 or 8. I know the Knicks are a good team and that people are going to bet on the Knicks because of the name, and that's why this number is probably shorter than what it should be. But I expect Memphis to win this game, not handily, but I think that they'll control it. Even if they have to come back, they've got the firepower to come back, and the crowd will be into the game. And they have the defense to kind of tighten up if they do get behind the Knicks. So I really like Memphis -4. And then we're going to go to 3 prop picks to end the video off here. There are tons of props out there. The NBA has got almost a full slate tonight. So there's lots of props that we'll probably put on Twitter. There's lots of first quarter props that we love to give out. There's 3-point made props that we never give out on here, but I use them all the time. Just for the sanctity of videos, I try to keep the videos around 10 minutes so I can inform you guys of why I'm making these picks. If I dove into all the reasons why I like a guy to make 3-pointers and we did 15 picks on the channel, it would be better for me to just post my picks and say, hey, I like these because I like these. Nobody has time to watch all this. You guys are only watching about 4 minutes of this video on average anyway, so I picture you guys are scrolling through to the picks, which is why we've been trying to put them at the end of the video. So the picks will be linked at the end of the video if you do watch. Make sure you get there and you can just skip all my bullshit and get to the point of what we're trying to do here. All right, so back to the spread or the prop picks. Evan Mobley over 15.5 points. Cleveland is taking on Boston. That was the marquee game I was talking about a little while ago, that there was one game better tonight. And that's it right there. Boston and Cleveland. It's in Boston. Evan Mobley has averaged 22 points a game against Boston this year in the other 2 meetings. He's scoring 21 points a game in February, shooting 57%. All the signs point to him being able to score. I don't think Tatum is going to... If Tatum's on him, that's not going to stop him. If Porzingis is on him, Jared Allen goes off, rebounds the ball like crazy. But I still think Mobley gets to 16 points. So 15.5, I like that one a lot. Next one, we're going to go to an exact same point pick. We're going to go to Tobias Harris, which makes me... it makes me sick to pick Tobias Harris. It really does, but the data's there. He's been scoring 18 points a game all of February. At home, he averages 15.5. On the road, he averages 12.5. Detroit has just been playing a lot better, and they're playing Denver tonight. And if Michael Porter Jr. is the guy that's covering him, I could probably give Michael Porter Jr. 10 anyway. The guy doesn't play any defense. I look for Harris to be heavily involved in a game with a total of 236. I think he's going to get, we got him at 15.5 points, and I like him to go over. He's not going to soar over. He's not going to score 25. He has scored 20 at home 5 times since the beginning of the year. So, I mean, he's had some games where he's gotten over 20, and he's a capable scorer, so we like that number there. So we're going to go with Tobias Harris over 15.5. And then the last one, we're going to go to the MVP of the league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Hawks are a dream matchup for anybody offensively if you're looking to take totals. Games in Atlanta especially. This is the highest point total for a game involving the Thunder this year. And with good reason. They play the Hawks twice a year. So I don't expect them to have had a higher total against a team. I mean, Atlanta's defense is just god-awful. I expect both teams to run up and down the court. So we're going to take SGA to go over 43.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. I think he gets there on points and assists alone. But if you want him to grab 4 or 5 rebounds and put this over, he's been averaging 46 PRAs over his last 16 games. So a good sample size here. That's virtually over a month of basketball for these guys. He's averaging, 2 PRAs more than what this is requiring of him, and this is without him having played the Hawks. When you add that in there, I think he can get to 50 pretty easily, which is where Joker normally hangs out at. So if that gives you any idea of like a triple-double alert, SGA could be on a triple-double alert. I wouldn't be surprised. But I expect him to get like 35 and 8 assists and put us right at that number 43, and then he grabs a couple rebounds and we're right over. So quick recap here, get you out of here on the video. It's kind of a longer video than I wanted it to be, but Akron and Kent over 155.5 points. Marist on the money line, go ahead and stay in the title chase. The Memphis Grizzlies -4 against the Knicks. Sorry, Josh, again. We got Evan Mobley over 15.5 points against Boston. We have Tobias Harris over 15.5 points at home against Denver. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the road at Atlanta over 43.5 PRAs. Check on Twitter. Again, guys, there will be picks on Twitter. If you follow us on here, if you watch this video, it's not hard. I'll link it in the description of the video to Twitter. You guys can just click on the Twitter, and if we got any additional picks, you'll get alerted of them. We'll go from there. Let's go green. Let's make some money so that tomorrow, Saturday, we can potentially blow it all. Have a good one, guys.